I really need to unbind that key. Hey guys, welcome back to the Legion Alpha Omega Beta Niner Niner Golfer, whatever. Anyways, welcome back to the Alpha. We are going to take a look at the Demon Hunter talents. We're going to look at both specs and then the talents. Yes, both specs, because they only made 2. And they're not planning on making any more, so pfft. Anyways, they have a tank and a damage spec, and this is the tank spec. You get Infernal Strike, Sigil of Chains, Immolation Aura, Metamorphosis, Demon Spikes, and Soul Cleave. And this is Vengeance. Now, I've already selected a couple because, well, I had to, you know, leveling up, etc., etc. So let's take a look at what they entail. So, unlike the Death Knight or whatever, you know, or the others, it goes up to 100. This goes to 110 because you start at level 98. Now, this is alpha, so there are things that are missing now. You're going to hear me say that all throughout these videos. That basically I may come back and revisit any major changes that they make. I'm not talking about damage changes, but moving of one talent to another tree, to another side, to another level, changing it, removing. We'll take a look at those individually. But this is what the current talent spec is looking like for the Demon Hunters. So let's dive into it. I mean, there's not much else you can do. So, level 99. For Vengeance, you have the 3 choices starting with Abyssal Strike. Infernal Strike's range is increased by 10 yards, and its cooldown is reduced by 5 seconds. So, instead of, leap through the air toward a targeted location and slamming down, with a 30-yard range, it is a 40-yard range, and instead of a 20-second cooldown, it's a 15-second cooldown. Pain Tolerance. Your maximum pain is increased by 20, and you generate 4 pain every second while you are below 20 pain. So one of your resources is pain, and so kind of like rage and all the others, but you have a max of 120, and basically you rest at 20, so yeah. And then the one I went with, which is Fracture, it costs 40 pain, brutally slam your target for 28,900 physical damage, and shatter a lesser soul fragment from them. So there you have it. At level 100, you have Agonizing Flames. Immolation Aura is increases your movement speed by 30% and deals 100% increased damage. Then you have Sigil of Misery. Place a Sigil of Misery at the target location that activates up to 2 seconds. Causes all enemies affected by the sigil to cower in fear. Targets are disorientated for 30 seconds. And then Fell Eruption. Impales the target for 57,800 physical damage and stuns them for 2 seconds. Now, right now, we're going to see that again with, oh man, what's the name of that? With, Havoc, because it's on there as well, but we'll see it in a second. At level 102, you have Fell Blade. Charge to your target and strike with a flaming blade, causing 46,595 fire damage and generating 20 pain. Sheer has a chance to reset the cooldown of Fell Blade. Etched in Blood. Every 20 pain that you spend reduces the remaining cooldown of your sigils by 1 second. So you have these sigils you can place, and they all have 1 minute, 2 minute, 1 minute cooldowns. So yeah, you can do some damage with that. Burning Alive. Every 2 seconds, your fiery brand deals 2,890 fire damage and spreads from the primary target to a nearby enemy. So that's your burning brand right there, fiery brand. Level 104, you have Soul Barrier. Consuming a soul fragment while you are at full health grants an absorb shield equal to 5% of your maximum health for 10 seconds. Quickened Sigils. All sigils activate 1 second faster, and their range is increased by 10 yards. And then Soul Rending. Gain 100% leech while Metamorphosis is active. Level 106, you have Bathe in Flame. The cooldown of Immolation Aura is reduced by 3 seconds, and its radius is increased by 50%. Blade Turning. Parrying an attack generates 5 pain. And then Feast of Souls. Soul Cleave heals you for an additional 22,542 health over 6 seconds. Sorry, not seconds. Hellgate. When Sigil of Flame activates, you are teleported to its location and force all affected enemies to attack you for 6 seconds. Concentrated sigils, I thought it Yeah, I thought it said consecrated. Concentrated. Blech. All sigils are now targeted at your location, and the duration of their effects is increased by 2 seconds. And then Razor Spikes. While Demon Spikes is active, your physical damage dealt is increased by 20%, and your melee attack snare targets by 50% for 6 seconds. That's all at level 108. At level 110, this talent has been imprisoned by the wardens and will be released soon. So that one doesn't exist yet. But you have Nether Bond. Bind yourself to a friendly player for 15 seconds. Every 1 second, the health of you and your target is redistributed, such that you're at the same percentage of maximum health. And then the last resort. Sustaining fatal damage instead transforms you to Metamorphosis form and returns you to 30% health. This effect may only occur every 5 minutes. So there is Vengeance. Let's switch over to Havoc. And personally, Havoc is my favorite. So as I said, Fell Eruption we saw there, and we are seeing a lot others, like Fellblade is also here. But let's go ahead and go through it. So at 99 you have Fell Mastery. Increases the critical strike chance of Fell Rush by 100% and grants 25 Fury when Fell Rush deals damage. Fell Rush damages at least one target. Demonic Appetite. Chaos Strike has a chance to spawn a Soul Fragment and consumes a Soul Fragment. And consuming a Soul Fragment grants 30 Fury. Blind Fury increases the duration of I-Beam by 50%. Prepared reduces the cooldown of Vengeful Retreat by 10 seconds and generates 75 Fury over 6 after using Vengeful Retreat. Chaos Cleave. Chaos Strike hits an additional target. And then we saw Fell Eruption, so same thing. And that's what you get at level 100. At 102, Fellblade is there as well as First Blood. Blade Dance deals 200% additional damage to the first target struck. And then Bloodlet. Throw Glaive causes targets to bleed for 190% of the damage inflicted over 10 seconds. If this effect is reapplied, any remaining damage will be added to the new Bloodlet. Netherwalk. Slip into the nether, increasing movement speed by 100% and becoming immune to damage, but unable to attack. Lasts 5 seconds and it replaces Blur. Desperate Instincts. You automatically trigger Blur when you fall below 35% health. This effect can occur every 30 seconds. Replaces Blur. Soul Rending is there as well. Momentum. Fell Rush and Vengeful Retreat increase your damage done by 20% for 4 seconds. Demonic. Now this is not yet implemented. I-Beam and Chaos Nova have a chance to transform you into full Metamorphosis for 5 seconds. If you're already transformed, the duration is extended. Nemesis increases damage you inflict against the target for 10% by 10% for 2 minutes. When the target is slain, you will inflict 10% additional damage against all creature types matching the original target, humanoid, dragonkin, etc., for the remaining duration. Level 108, you have Master of the Glaive. Throw Glaive now has 2 charges and snares all enemies hit by 50% for 4 seconds. Unleashed Power removes the Fury cost of Chaos Nova and reduces its cooldown by 33%. And Demon Blades. Your auto attacks have a chance to deal additional shadow damage and generate Fury. Replaces Demon's Bite, which I think is that. And then at level 110, you have Chaos Blades. Increases the damage of your auto attacks by 354% and grants your mastery damage bonus to all attacks for 12 seconds. Fell Barrage, not yet implemented. At the command Unleash Fell, inflicting 10,070 chaos damage to your target and nearby enemies for each charge, max 5 charges. Your damaging attacks have a chance to generate a charge. And then Demon Reborn. All your cooldowns are reset when you invoke Metamorphosis. Now, as far as its specialization go, you have Chaos Strike, Chaos Nova, Metamorphosis, and Fell Rush. So there you have it, guys. I mean, we already kind of took a look at both of these and the weapons. And yeah, there's not much else to talk about with Demon Hunters. I mean, we'll see. Maybe, I'm not promising, but we might do a little more exploration as a Demon Hunter because they're the new fun stuff in the thing. So we shall see. Until then, I am EctoMaster. I will be back with more talents and more artifact weapons from the Legion beta. Until then, I will see you guys next time, and everything else is coming soon.
Right.